Hey y'all, my name is Taylor. I'm a therapist. I work at HeartSupport and I love me some metal music. So let's react to some brand new metal and talk about how the lyrics relate to mental health and how you can use them to better your life. I am so excited because Bring Me the Horizon is my favorite band of all time. One of them. I have many favorites. And I've been waiting to listen to this song. I know I'm a few days behind, but I'm so excited because I love Bring Me. So let's get into it.
I hope you have fun. Your fanatics prey on me, hate on me, patiently waiting to watch me breathe. Get your head from out of my ass, got me feeling like a human centipede. Just let me breathe, stay the fuck away from me. I don't really want me, I'm my own enemy. So tell all your friends, this is the end of everything. Too late to repent, we'll bathe in the blood of the dead. We will sanctify, purify, rejoice in their sorrow and sing. Hell next gen, could not care an amen. Just let me suffer, just let me breathe, just let me suffer in peace. Just let me suffer, just let me breathe, oh, just let me suffer, just let me breathe, just let me suffer, suffering pain. I'm about to lose control, falling from grace, up to hellfire, falling again. I'm about to lose control, down every time, down again. So tell all your friends, this is the end of everything. Too late to repent, the wicked will reap what they sow. We will sanctify, purify, rejoice in their sorrow and sing. Oh, hell next gen, could not care an amen. Execute judgment on you, you wicked demon, that should be cool.
It's over. It's over. I wish it wasn't, but it's over. I love how Bring Me dropped this freaking pop punk banger in Lost, and they were like, okay, we can do MCR. And then they came back and they were like, let's go heavier and give the people what they want. Oh my gosh. It was so good. Let's start. I don't really want me as my own enemy. I love this line because so often the person that we're really at war with is ourselves. And this is really important to recognize because we often try to externalize our battles and say, like, this person is the problem, this situation is the problem. But often those situations, people, we wouldn't have as much issue with if we had resolved the inner struggle and we had made friends with all of the parts of ourselves. My favorite perspective in therapy is an internal family systems perspective. And basically the idea is that everyone has many different parts within themselves. One of those parts is our true self. Our true self is empathetic, compassionate, creative. It's the best version of ourselves. And then we have all of these other parts. And they're not bad. There are no bad parts. But often these parts have been wounded, or maybe they're stuck in a less mature age, or they're trying to protect us, but maybe they don't always do it in the way that's super helpful. And so we start to think that these parts are bad, and we tell them they're bad, and then we try to pretend that they aren't a part of us, or we exile them, or we just beat ourselves up about them. But the truth is that our parts are like a team. They're like a football team or soccer. I don't know, depending on where you are. They're a team. And this is the team we have. We're not doing any trades. We're not drafting anybody. This is the team we have. So if this is the team that we have for the season, instead of fighting and saying, no, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, we want to Ted Lasso it, and we want to make use of the team that we have. We want to give every single member, every single part of the team a job that they can do really well at. Because the truth is that no one is bad. No parts are bad. They might just have some misdirected energy, and there might be some conflict that needs to be resolved internally. And so looking inside of ourselves to say, where is the internal conflict that I have? What parts have I made my enemy? What parts do I need to really work on befriending? Is a really powerful exercise that allows us to move forward in a healthy, happy way. Because we don't want to be our own enemies. Thank you for that line. Just let me suffer. Just let me breathe. I actually love this line because something that we as a society, I think, are not great at doing is allowing people to feel their negative emotions without trying to change them. Something I've recognized that's really important in my clients and within myself is that when a client is feeling a really strong negative emotion like hopelessness, sorrow, grief, I have to resist the urge to fix it. Why? Because the only way out of emotions is through. And so we have to allow ourselves and others to experience pain because it's a part of life. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't support them and we should sit next to them and we should hold space for them and we should listen to them. But we have to allow people to experience their pain, because when we don't, that pain doesn't actually get anywhere to go, and it's not able to be alchemized and turned into something more productive. I remind my clients all the time that the only way out is through. We live in a society that is really resistant to feeling emotions that are not happiness. And this is even more stark for stigmatized populations. Men, for example, face a lot of pressure to not experience sadness or sorrow. And they often, this is generalizations, but an acceptable emotion for men to experience, many men, is anger. And that's primarily white men. If we're thinking about from a social justice perspective, Black and brown men of color aren't really allowed to express any negative emotion. And so there is so much power in being able to learn how to safely express and feel emotions. And as someone who wants to support someone who's experiencing negative emotions, allowing them to experience it. Just let them breathe. Just let them suffer through it. Just let that occur, because it's a part of the natural process of healing. In order to heal it, we have to feel it. If you don't feel it, you can't heal it. So I think there's actually so much wisdom in that line. Just let me suffer. Just let me breathe. Because so often we try to crowd negative emotions. And what we really need to do is allow them to expand safely. Because the truth is that sadness is safe. Grief is safe. It exists in this world for a purpose, and there's so much to be learned from it. But we can only learn the lessons if we feel the feelings. On that note, rejoice in the sorrow and sing. Something that I have recently experienced and have watched in a lot of my clients is that sadness and grief are the soil for transformation. It is so frustrating to hear that when you are in the midst of something. But if you can find a way to rejoice in the pain, and maybe that is by, allowing yourself to remember that at least you are feeling. Feeling means you are alive. Maybe it's allowing yourself to believe that there is some lesson to be learned from this. Maybe it's allowing yourself to remember all of the ways that sadness and grief and pain have transformed you for the better in the past. Whatever you can do to celebrate the sorrow, because it is a part of the human experience and has something to offer you in the same way, maybe even more that joy does, that will allow you to really get the nutrients out of that and to see something grow from it more quickly. Rejoicing in the sorrow is a big challenge. And even if you can hold on to it for a singular second, that means that that rejoicing in the sorrow is accessible to you. And all you have to do next is find ways to feed it. So notice when you are able to rejoice in all of the feelings. Celebrate them. Don't get stuck in them. Don't romanticize them. But allow yourself to feel them and to feel joy alongside sorrow. Once you can do that, you are on your way to the most beautiful life. I love this song. I love Bring Me the Horizon so much. And I hope that you got something out of this. If you are struggling with anything at all, literally anything, or if you can relate to anything I talked about, please share in the comments by tagging @HeartSupport and we'll reply with encouragement. We want to talk to you. We want to know you. We want to hear your pain and we want to support you in it. You are not alone. I love you. Have a great day.
Yeah.